By late Sunday afternoon, Greg had done all he could do. He had brought me to the finish line, but was unable to get over to the other side. He had gotten the old one deinstalled and the new one installed, but was unable to get it to fire up. On top of that, it was two wires he could not figure out where they went to. He went over the installation manual as much as possible, both he and Henry together, because Henry knows a thing or two about boilers as well. Henry was offering his input. Greg was trying anything he could think of, but nothing worked as far as firing up the boiler to get it working. That was when I stepped in as the homeowner and made the decision to call it a day. I told Greg in so many words he was free to go, that I would handle it from here, even though at the time I did not have a clue how I would do that. I had listened to everything they said between them up to that point, and it all sounded like Greek to me. The only thing I knew was the LCD display was showing STA 15, which was defined as waiting for limit to close. I just wanted Greg to let me know how much I owed him for his work. He offered me a substantial discount, which may have had to do with the long history he had with my brother Henry. I decided I would not take the discount he offered because I have a YouTube channel to take into consideration. How is it going to look to my viewers to accept a discount on a major contracting job and then turn around and try to do a thorough review of that person's work? It is best to pay what would have been charged to anyone else. Then when it comes time for customer feedback, the waters would be much less murky. I talked to Greg again briefly the following day, on Monday. I told him it was my plan to contact the manufacturer's technical support. He said he thought I should get back in touch with the store I bought it from first to find out what they have to say about the STA 15. And he emphasized about the 2 extra wires. But by that time, I had already been in contact with the manufacturer by email, because the way I saw it, if I go to the store first, then the store can always say, you need to go to the manufacturer for follow-up. But if I go to the manufacturer, then there's no way they're going to say, go back to the store where you got it. Unfortunately, I found myself in the type of loop that no homeowner would be comfortable to be in. Because what the manufacturer was telling me was, yes, we have technical support available, but it ain't to you, the homeowner. You go back to the guy who installed it for you. If that installer has a technical question about the installation, then yes, we are here to respond to his inquiry. What Penco was telling me in essence was that I was not technically savvy enough to waste time on, which I guess was valid. On the other hand, here it is, Monday. I'm talking to Greg over the telephone. He's saying I should go back to the store and question them. At one point adding something about the diagram inside the manual, saying he cannot recall exactly specifics because he did not have the manual in front of him. Well, yeah, because the manual is here at my house. If you're not here but somewhere else, then I would not expect you to be able to recall certain things off the top of your head. All of which falls within my feedback of the customer interaction with the contractor, providing an honest assessment of what went on. I'm left with no other option at that point but to go back to the store. Because as the homeowner, Penco has said they are not going to speak to me directly. And Greg's available by phone, but that's it. What else is there for me to do but return to the store? I go back to the store. I end up talking to Brandon again. He tells me of some of the things the SDA 15 could be caused by. It was a list of possible things to check. I leave the store and go back home. I call Greg. I tell Greg what was suggested to me by the store. Before I could get much further in the conversation, Greg asked me point blank, did you tell the store about the 2 extra wires? I answered, no, I did not. From that point onward, I could hear the displeasure in Greg's voice. Those 2 wires are key, he said. I don't know why you did not bring them up. At this point, I guess you can say Greg and I were in the midst of a falling out. Because I know a lot of homeowners who could have cared less about the goings on of the installation. The only thing they would have wanted was to be informed when the installation was complete. Nothing short of that. And here I was, being made to feel guilty for not asking the right question back at the store from which I bought the boiler. It is true, I had inserted myself into the mix by making life easy on the installer. The question was, where do we go from here? Rather than say to Greg what may have been, and am I right to say, I was even more magnanimous. I told him I have received a phone number for Penco technical support. I said rather than put Greg out of his way to have him come all the way back to my house, how about if the very next day I arrange a call with the manufacturer's technical support and then conference Greg into the call, to which Greg responded favorably to. We arranged for the call to take place the following day, which did not happen due to my receiving erroneous information as to when the technical support closed. I had to tell Greg by that time the technical support was closed for the day. By that time, I was beginning to feel some kind of way about the entire process. I'm thinking, cut Greg loose. Let him go his way, and I'll go mine. I made up something about possibly giving him a call the week following, but he surprised me. He said that day was Thursday. It was still Friday, tomorrow. If I wanted to try then, he would be available. So that provided me with at least one more day to be in contact with Greg.